Well, hello folks, back at RC, coming to you from the man cave. All right, this is kind of exciting in a way because DYNAM has not come out with a completely new airplane from the new mold, and I want to say over 10 years. So the DYNAM TUCANO right in front of you is the first one that they've got new in over 10 years that I'm aware of. Now y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Now they've had several version 2 and version 3 of their already existing planes, but a completely new plane. This is it. All right, now I've already started an unboxing video with this already, and I found a problem. Reached out, took pictures and a video of it, and DYNAM has already reached out to me and taken care of me. I haven't gotten the parts yet, but when I start out unboxing this, I'm going to tell you right away, the fuselage, the way they had it sitting in there, had come loose, slid forward, someone dropped the box, and it kind of crunched the foam on the nose. And I don't think it bent the prop shaft, but we don't know for sure. But anyways, it may be, I've actually had this thing sitting in the man cave for almost 3 weeks now. I was going to be one of the first people in the United States to have a review and unbox and build on it because I ordered it so early. But when I ran into that, I got mad. And you know how I get when I get mad. But to show you, if you can see the inside, look down here at this end. You see all that debris of foam? Well, let me show you what happened. And I'll tell you what DYNAM has done, and they've already told me what they're going to do. Took this out. This is, of course, the main fuselage. I didn't go any further than this. Once I got to this point, I'm like, okay, never mind then. Good looking plane, but, and I can tell it looks like a little bit better quality than normal, but look at the front of that nose. See how it's crunched? All right. You say, well, that's not that big of a deal. Well, no, it's not a big deal after a plane's been flown several times. But see how that's crunched there? And their decals were a little messed up. And I thought, well, that right there. I said, brand new plane, I shouldn't have that problem. But this had slid forward so drastically that the canopy here, which is kind of hard to get on and off, you have to kind of fish with it. That the canopy was sitting like this in the bag. What had happened? What had happened was we'll get to the unboxing in a second. What had happened was someone dropped this, and DYNAM still, this is where DYNAM is messing up. Instead of getting foam, you know, the traditional foam, molded foam that the parts lay in to protect it, they're still using pieces of the cheap EPO foam. Okay, and look right up in there. See how that's all right down there? See how it's all dug up? Well, that nose came up out of this little cradle here and was dug down into here, and the thing was sitting cockeyed in there. Now, I haven't opened up any of the rest of it. Okay, I opened this up too. But I will say, you know, I am going to go proceed, and I'm going to trust that the rest of it's okay. And we're going to go ahead and unbox this, okay? I do like the fact that it looks like there actually may be some laminate now in this foam hinge, okay? The quality, they've got a big spar in there. Spar in there too. That's new for DYNAM that I can tell. But the quality and the density of this foam is much better than their usual fare. They've definitely got something different going on, okay? Other than the decals being messed up and that being crunched, I think the motor is going to be fine. I don't hear any grinding sound, so I think we're going to proceed. Got a pretty cool looking little pilot in there now. And you don't have any instrumentation on the cockpit, but they've got their, dropped my cup there. They got their new generation of light controller there. You've got plenty of, they're apparently getting, got DYNAM logo there, get a little proud of their products. Some nice honking straps, plenty of room for a battery or whatever you want to put in here. So it's a good looking plane. I think this is the Philippines their Air Force, I believe. I think they're new, and this is what they're adding to their Air Force, the Tucanos, Tucanos. I don't want to say it's not Tucano, it's Tucano and not Toucan, but I want to say Toucan. But anyways, to tell you what, I reached out to DYNAM and I said, look, and I didn't tell them anything about the channel and me being a reviewer or anything like that. I said, look, I just bought this plane. I was going to be with, you know, I did want to, well, I'm saying, I did tell them about the channel, but after I told them what was wrong with the plane. I sent them a little video and little pictures of everything that was wrong. And they said, okay. They said, we'll tell you what. And I said, listen, they said, we'll send you out a new fuse. I said, well, okay. But I don't think, since this is a plug and play, I don't think I should have to take the motor and the servos and the ESC and all that stuff out of the old fuse and have to reassemble. This is plug and play. I should take it out and be able to put it together. And they said, oh no, you don't understand. We're going to send you a whole new fuse with the retracts, decals, everything installed just like you did when you pulled it out, because we're trying our best to get back in the market with better quality products and try to improve our reputation. I'm like, okay. Well, that's what you're going to do. They said, but understand, your completed fuse is going to have to come directly from DYNAM in China. So it's going to take 12 days by air, business days. Well, this was on, today is the 18th now of February. This was back on the 12th when I had this conversation with them. So I'm figuring I'm going to get that about the first week, second week or so of March. So we'll have to wait and see. Well, anyways, you've seen the fuse and the tail, and they got their manual. Still the same type manual, but I have noticed online and stuff that they do have a nice color, some color coordinated stuff to their manual now. It's not just as used to just be one page. So now they've got 2 pages. Well, one side's in Chinese and one side is in English. But, and the decals are already applied. So that's something else new for DYNAM. All right. So they are trying, I believe. I think they are actually genuinely trying to improve, which they need to, because DYNAM, and I did not get this from FPV Builds and Tech, just so you know. I got this directly from DYNAM, from their American warehouse, and had it on pre-ordered. Whenever it became available, I snagged it. A lot of people ask me if I'm going to get the Avios one, and I said no. $500 is just too much, and this is $250 and a little easier to store in this man cave with all my other 80,000 planes. But anyways, that's what they did, and they've sent me dozens of emails saying it's on its way, it's on its way, and I'm still waiting on a tracking number though. All right, here's the vertical stabilizer. Nice prop. That is a painted prop. So from this point on, this is a new unboxing for me. It is a 11 by 7 by 3. 11 by 7 by 3. The 3 being the 3 blades, so it's 11 by 7 prop. Looks nice. Okay. Anything else in that? Remember, their boxes, they love to kill the trees. But, you know, kill the trees or poison the trees with styrofoam. You know, one or the other. Okay. Oh! That's not a pinch hinge, that's a mechanical hinge. That is very nice. Very nice. Okay. This I'm thinking is, well, no. This might be the bombs. Missiles and bombs. Nope. Alright. Got wing joiners. Got a painted spinner. And all your wing connections there. Or your Y leads. And here's some bombs. Little nicer. Now I'm gonna open this up. This you need to see. This is I'm starting thinking Dynam's going to be redeeming themselves with this plane. And it's not that Dynams were ever bad. I mean, I've got 3 or 4 Dynams, and they fly good. You just have to put a little work into them is all. All right, look at this. These are actually labeled left, and right. These are forward-facing missile pods, I guess. They just snap in. I like that. The fact they put left and right on there, that's a detail. Left, right there. Very nice quality. The foam is much, very light, but the foam is much denser than what I'm used to with Dynam. Another light controller, 3-way. Actually, 4-way, 5-way. Several ways, multiple ways. Oh, look at this. This is neat. Of course, your screws and your glue that you get, that good old Chinese glue. Make sure there's nothing. Oh, there's still something else in there. More screws and glue. And some sort of a, I don't know what that is. We'll see. Okay, nothing else in that box. Nothing in this box, or this box. Okay. It's like Christmas every day. Oh, and 1, 2, labeled 1, 2. So that's kind of cool. This obviously has got to be wings. Or at least one wing. What I was going to show you that's kind of cool, on this, the control arms for the control surfaces, they're already hooked up and they're painted. They're painted to match the plane. That's something different. That's not something Dynam normally does. They're just plain black or plain white. These are actually painted, and the control surfaces, our ball links are already hooked up. Okay, Dynam, you're impressing me. Dynam, you're impressing me so far. These are the little things that people don't think about. They're making a huge impact. Okay. Very nice foam. Very nice. I mean, this is E-Flight FMS quality nice. And that's saying something. Already got their Detrum radio logo on there. I guess they want you to use their Detrum radio. There's a little dent there. It's unfortunate. Ball links already hooked up. Okay. Yeah, I think they're up in their game. So far, so good. Like I say lots of times, you can feel you can see the cells, but you can't feel them, and that's very much true here. Okay, yeah, that really looks good. Got a light there, That looks really good. Someone took their time putting this tape down, or these decals in. This looks really good. They just messed up a little bit on the fuse. Okay, that looks really, really good. And the last wing, here's your, look, you got 2 wing joiners. Got a wing within a wing. Yep, that's right. Because see, look, there's 2 places. So more, and this is smaller, this is bigger. So it's very obvious. You can't get that wrong. And it has a stopping point. It don't just run down there until you poke out the other end. It's got a stopping point. All right, Dynam, thank you. You're starting to listen and pay attention and listen to your customers. And you're still keeping the price down. $250 for a plane that's got lights, retracts, and a warbird and this kind of detail for $249? Yeah. That's not bad. That is not bad. Of course, this is just, looking at it on the surface. Still don't know how she works. Look at that grating right there. I mean, it's not functional, it's just detail. But look at that. I mean, that is very nice. Hopefully the retracts and everything work like they should. Now, I don't think this has suspension gear. These ball links, they look like they're pretty good quality ball links. All right. Impressive. Okay. Other than that little damage there, you know, and the fact that they were like, well, we're going to send you a whole new fuse with everything installed. I'm like, okay. Okay. Yeah. Now, like I said, I haven't got a tracking number on it, but they swear up and down that's what you're getting. So I'm like, okay. So I said, oh, they said, and I asked them, do you want the old fuse back? They said, no, you keep that fuse. You keep it for parts. And I'm like, okay. So, all right, well, let me get all my stuff put away and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Now, the instructions want you to put the wing on first, but I don't agree with that. We're going to put the tail on first, okay? So, and it's a lot easier, and you're going to have to pay attention to this part. The bag that's got the little Allen wrench, which I don't know why they got an Allen wrench because they've included this all Phillips head. You've got 3 different size screws that attach the tail, okay? So you're going to take your tail. You're going to go ahead, fit it together, okay, like this. Fits together quite tight, and it has plastic bits, but you're going to put 3 different screws, okay, that are going to attach from the bottom into here, okay, but they have to be in order, okay. Now, in your kit, this one's got this 3 single bags. You're going to have a 35 millimeter, a 45 millimeter, and a 30 millimeter, okay? Obviously, the 30 is the shortest one, okay? So you're going to get them out, line them up side by side, and take the shortest one, and the shortest one goes back in the very, make sure that's the shortest one. Okay, that's the shortest one. Shortest one's going to go in the furthest hole back. Okay. Let me get, okay, so make sure it's hanging out there. The second one is the longest one, which is 45 millimeters. Going to go in the next hole. Hanging out there. And then the last one is 35 millimeters, and it's going to go up yonder, up front here. Got that fish back out. I had it misaligned, but that's what you should have. You should see the 3 screws hanging out here, here, and here. Okay? Now, it's just easier. Okay? And they're going to be going into hard places here, here, and here. Okay, so go ahead and line that up. Where's my Phillips head screwed? Oh, it's right here. Okay, let's go ahead and get these bad boys lined up here. Yep. Okay. That's something. Dynam plane it grabbed the first time. Yep, that one's grabbing too. take a little bit longer of a screwdriver just to make sure it's not a fluke. Okay. All right. Don't know if that middle one got bite or not. Feels like it did. Okay. Now, that's definitely on there. All right. Now the next thing is go ahead and hook up. We're going to go ahead and hook up our controls back here. The part that's are already there. Okay. I love the fact that these control horns are already hooked up. That's just, and painted. That is just, to me, pretty cool. All right. All right, so you got these blacking plates. They are painted. They're already hooked up. Okay. All right, you're going to take one. It's going to go on this side. All right, that's obviously for the rudder. Okay. Okay, oh, well, they're color-coded. There you go. The gray one goes to the bottom of the elevator. Okay. That's on this side. So, got these two holes, okay? And you got this, these plates that these screws screw into, okay? And they are painted. They're already painted. Okay, so what you want to do, turn your, see right there? See that where it is? I'm going to take that, put that on there, hold it in place with your thumb or your finger or whatever. Okay. Keep your finger out so it doesn't drop, because that's what the screw is going to screw into. We're obviously going to be taking the gray one. Okay. Put it right there. Go ahead and hook up. So hook up the elevator, I'm sure probably in the middle of the, yeah, middle. There's three holes here, right here. On the end of the servo arm, hook it in the very middle one. No, actually, there's a, right there in the arm. Okay, I'll show you here in a second. Okay. Because we can always adjust this ball length later. But for right now, I'm very pleased with how quickly, because this usually, DYNAM usually take forever to put together, because you got to fix this and fix that. Well, that's not the situation this time. This time they have done their homework. And I got to tell you, that's very, very refreshing. All right, well, let me get these two things, all this hooked up, and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. All righty. You're going to get two black screws and two silver screws, okay? When you hook up your rudder, the two black screws are long enough and they go through that plate on that side. And then on the elevator, the two silver screws that are in the kit with this go through and they go to that back plate up there. And they both of them went right in. Very, very easy to do. All right, so now we got that done. Take our handy dandy plane stand. All right, not a very big model at all. Okay, you're going to take both of your wings. This requires no gluing. I haven't seen a need for anything to be glued. Okay, go ahead. Like I said, I've already got the wing, the spars in there. Go ahead and take these wires and let's unfurl them, untie them. Okay. Get the little zip ties. I don't like using metal zip ties in planes. I'd rather use or bread ties. I would much rather use a zip tie, a plastic zip tie, because think about it. A metal bread ties, what's it got in it? Metal. Conductive. Radio signal. I'd rather use a plastic zip tie, because It's non-conductive. Okay. Doesn't have to, will not in any way, won't act like a little interference. I don't like using bread ties because they got metal in them. I mean, I want to eliminate as much undue metal. I mean, it shouldn't be a problem, but I want to undo as much metal as possible in that plane. But unfurl your wires, line up your wing spars, make sure the wires are hanging down on the top of the wing. Okay. I know I've got my head in your way. Okay. All right, that one wanting to line up for me, no problem. You may have to, you know, finagle it in there a little bit. Look at that, look at that. That is just going together like a glove. Man. And this is a DYNAM plane. All right, let's go ahead and take what you're going to, I know I keep saying, it's a DYNAM plane, yeah, we know it's a DYNAM plane. Pull that open. Okay, you see that big open area right there? That's where you're going to want these wires to dangle down in there. Okay. Same wires that you see that 50 amp Skylord ESC. Let all them wires dangle down in there and move freely. Okay. Push your two wing halves together. All right. You're going to want this box here. Or this little baggie here. Because you're going to want these two hard wing joiners. Okay. All right. Now, the one that has a little antenna goes to the rear. Back here, like that. And this one here goes up front. Okay, there's lines in the wing. It's like a puzzle. Push your wings together, and that should, look at that. Fits in there just like a puzzle. Okay, now you're going to take your, you got two different size of wing screws. You got 40 millimeter and 35 millimeter. All right, this one here is a 40. The 40s go up front here. Okay. Well, that's a 35. That one's a 40. That one's a 35. They give you a couple of extra screws, just so you're aware. Let me get a little bit better of a should feel it get bite. Yeah, when you start seeing the plastic dent in, you know you're there. They don't like have definite bottoming out points. That I would have liked to have seen. But that wing's on there. Okay. Put our stuff back on. Okay, here's the secret to this latch. Don't just push on it like this. What you got to do is you got to grab it like this and push the whole thing's pull the whole thing, okay? The latch is not all that great, okay? Okay, because the latch moves, okay? So that needs to be tightened up. But if you grab the whole thing and push the bottom of it with your thumb here, kind of push in on it, you can slide the whole thing better. All right. Now, next thing, radio setup and all that will be in a different video. Okay, but right now we're just doing the basic build. Okay. Now your prop has the bits and pieces are already screwed on. Okay, let me find my, okay, the nut and everything's on there. So remove your nut. Take your nut off, man. Take the nut off here. Take the backing plate off. Okay. That's what this is. If that pin back there fails you, that's a replacement pin for that right there, for that hit. Okay, so take a long, thin Phillips head screwdriver. Okay, and you're going to have to undo the spinner. Take the screws out of it. Now I'm going to just assemble this, but I'm not going to engage anything because I want to make sure the prop is balanced. But that'll be, and I have a video on how to balance props. Okay, take that off of there. Lift that off so you leave them screws in there. Lift that straight. You're going to slide this on. Should fit flush. Okay, you're going to take a prop. Slide that prop on there to where, see these angled, there's angled parts, let that prop rest on that. Take your backing plate, put that on there. Take your nut. Like I said, I'll be taking the prop back off whenever I do the radio setup. Okay. And then you go ahead and tighten that up for now. A little bit better of a pair of pliers here. Okay, remember we left them screws in there. Kind of pay attention. Kind of, put your fingers over them where they won't fall out. Okay. I'll get them started. As you see that line decrease, you'll know you've got bite there. And this looks like unlike any prop I've ever seen DYNAM use before, so completely new. All right. Got a little plane stand back up here. Okay, plane's upside down now. So, This is the right wing over here. Wait a minute. Let me think about this. You're going from the pilot's perspective, okay? So the pilot's perspective, this is the left wing on this side. Okay, so I want to take this one, and this is going to go here. And these should just snap right in. They do. Left side. That part goes towards the front. And it's keyed. See? Right there and right there. Then you look on the bottom. That's keyed. You can't get that wrong. Okay. Remember, and just in case you ever wonder about, you know, right wing, left wing, when you look at remote control planes, everything goes from the pilot's perspective. So if you're sitting in the cockpit, okay, this is my left wing. This is my right wing. If you're looking from the pilot's perspective. And that's how you always know. If you're curious about you're ordering parts and everything, from a pilot's perspective, right wing, left wing. All right, and those just press on. Now, the only thing I've noticed thus far that I don't like is there is nothing holding the bottom of this rudder down here. Okay, see? No, I can't. See the bottom of that rudder? There's play in the bottom of that rudder. Because there's not like a CA hinge or anything you put in there. You could add that. But look at that. But that's the only thing I've noticed. All these screws, you have to pay attention when you're dropping them in, especially back here in the tail. But everything lined up perfectly the first time. The screw-in connections for the control surfaces, for the rudder and the elevator, those old backing plates, they're color-coded. That's new for DYNAM. Everything's screwed together. So, all right, DYNAM. This is looking good. This is a good-looking plane. All right. Now, let's conclude. That will be the unboxing and the assembly. Because there's no cutting, measuring, or anything like that. Other than you got to measure, you got to know what, make sure you got the right screws. But yeah, they apparently are redoing their mold. This is a much denser foam. Everything lined up. Is it an incredible jaw-dropping increase in quality? No. Is it very measurable? And I can tell that they're trying, and it looks like they're. Yeah, they look like they're trying to do better. Yes, they're. It's almost like they use a computer to design everything and not dead reckoning, because that's how it always felt before. But yeah, they should have done something with that rudder back there, some sort of connection at the bottom. But you could always add a CA hinge for yourself. But yeah, they've done some simple things like hooking up the control surfaces for you, which is a big time saver. Didn't have to use any glue. Everything lined up screw-wise, which that tells you a lot right there. Everything fits together. Now, I would have liked to have seen a little bit heftier screws going into metal backing, but okay, it didn't. The quality of the foam itself is better. The look of this aircraft is great. If they continue with this type of improvement, then, and keep the price, you know, basically 30 to 40% cheaper than E-Flight and FMS, then E-Flight and FMS, y'all are going to be losing some business, okay? These other companies are starting to say, we want a piece of the pie too. And this is very good. They've actually got, looks like a little bit of laminate on these hinges. So, I'm impressed. DYNAM, you're doing good. I'm glad you're sending me out a new fuselage. But we're going to run with this one. And yeah. All right, well, that concludes the unboxing and the basic assembly of the all-new DYNAM TUCANO. And I know it's not a DYNAM TUCANO. It's actually EMB something. I'm sorry. I should be more prepared. Well, it just says Tucano, T-U-C-A-N-O, but I know there's more to it than that. It actually has more of a name, the EMB something, but this is their, the Philippine, their Air Force. So, all right, well, there you go. The next video will be the radio setup. Now, normally I've been doing my radio setup video at the field, but what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to install in the next video a receiver, hooking up your lights and everything. I'm going to do all that, and then I'm going to show you what I did for and then we'll go over rates and radio, and then in the maiden I'll be able to prove all that to you. All right, well, thank you for watching. God bless y'all, and don't forget, faith, family, and friends, God is good, and a brand new plane from DYNAM, the Tucano. Bye, y'all.